Hey, Maria, back with another video. It's about 12:15 at midnight, and I fell asleep around 7. I got up around 10, and then I fell back asleep. Then I got up around, I don't know, 11:45, had something to eat, and now I'm going to think about getting some sleep again. But I had some issues on my mind, and this is really important for me to start talking this out. The more I start talking about it, the more I start, remembering all these people who are involved, because, there's so many people who got involved in this targeting that sometimes I forget them, and then I remember certain things, and then I have to spew it out, and it was just so ridiculous. But one of the things that really bothers me is the fact that somebody, I believe my family, has been, influenced by Esther Gooding, and then my sister Tanya feels as though she has some sort of like reason to, have me, consult her or something. Tanya is 10 years and 1 week exactly from me, okay? And as an adult, I really don't know Tanya. I don't know her very well. I see her on holidays. Um, I don't see her in any other time. So for her to think that she has any right to make decisions for me is absolutely ridiculous. Just because of the fact that, number one, I'm an adult who's over the age of 18, and then I'm also um, we don't know each other. We don't. Okay, like I know that Tanya lives in a certain town. I know she's got 2 children. I know I see her during the holidays. I don't really know what she's into. I don't know. I know she goes to church. I know she's a big follower, and I know she's gullible. Okay, that's about the only thing I really know about her. As far as like her deep likes or intimate likes, like I could pinpoint certain things, like she watches TV, or kind of styles she likes, or that kind of stuff. I could not tell you. So Tanya is a very weak-minded person, okay, and I don't have any respect for her, and so I'm purging her from my life, and that's the best thing for me to do. I don't want to ever see her again, and that goes for my sister Lisa, as well as my brother Rashawn. My family has been a source of discouragement for me pretty much all my life. And it's better for me to walk away from them and not ever have to reflect on them again, because they have created too many problems. Some people might say, well, it's because they were overprotective of you. Okay, their heart was not in the right place. If their heart was in the right place, they would have confronted me um, directly. Okay, they would have come to me and said, Maria, I'm concerned. We've got some issues. Do you want to talk about it? The forceful way that they went about it, throwing this bullshit out on Facebook, assuming things about me, and then on top of it all, when they knew that it was affecting my life, all this gossip was affecting my life, they just basically sat there and watched it happen. Okay. Also, they knew that I was working in accounting, and it doesn't matter how many years I was working in accounting. The fact of the matter is, I always had jobs. They were coming in, creating harassment issues, and making me lose my jobs based on stupid things. Okay. So it's time for me to say goodbye to my family. I think it's because another issue that got them stirred up is because they found out that, about me. I hate saying the word genius, okay? And please, in my walking days, like when I'm outside, if I ever engage in conversation, I'm never going to bring this up to anybody, because it's not a topic of conversation. I keep it exclusively on YouTube. You're probably thinking, well, what's the difference, okay? Well, YouTube, I'm trying to talk about what's going on in my life that's creating all these problems. In my regular working days, when I'm talking to people, there's no point in me bringing it up. So I will say that Tanya must have found out that I was one, and the only thing that I could tell you is that based on that behavior, she must have either been jealous or she must have been competitive. Okay, competitive. And the thing is that just because I can tell that there was a competitive spirit involved, because you're giving me tests on things that are completely irrelevant, and that just goes to show you that it wasn't because she was concerned about her little sister's well-being. She was jealous, okay? Tanya has an issue with jealousy, and she is another one of those people that hides behind the mask of Christianity so that she could pretend that she's a good, righteous person when, in fact, she's really not. Now, why would I be demoted after working in accounting for 20 years and having a management position for 10 years? That is another form of her jealousy. Tanya is, and here's the thing. I believe Esther Gooding, because I know Polly had mentioned it, like right during my targeting, she was talking about prosperity preaching. Now, prosperity preaching is something that a lot of, it's a modern day concept, basically. And it's sort of based on the law of attraction, but they try to model, it's kind of like based on, with very loose ideas, and they're not Christian in any way, because it doesn't coincide with the Bible. The Bible basically talks about people who are truly following God are more likely to struggle on the earth than they are going to have it made in the shade, okay? So the idea of prosperity preaching is bullshit, okay? Now, I will say that I believe Tanya is fearful of Esther Gooding because Esther Gooding seems to have a lot of control and power, and Tanya's too afraid to leave a power structure like that because Tanya has no backbone and she's weak. She's a weak person. Now, I felt no reason to ever disclose me being, I hate using the word, genius to anybody because, like I said, after I found out, if I would have put it on Facebook, then I would have probably gotten probably ignored. A lot of people trying to contest it and trying to challenge me, much like what's going on right now. And it would have made absolutely no difference whatsoever, okay? So, my point is that, you know, her motives, just by the situation and everything that happened, you can tell where her heart really was. Her heart was in a complete state of jealousy and competition. That's a problem. And you know what? I'm glad to purge her from my life, okay? Now, that is, you know, and for her taking over my job, she's doing it because if she feels as though if I'm able to be successful, okay, if I'm able to be successful and not believe in her form of mind-controlled Christianity, or be a part of a cult, then somehow or another that makes their faith look bad. So it's a form of social control. Like, you know, fake Christians somehow on the outside in public eye are supposed to be seen as prosperous, and they're getting all showered down with all these blessings. That's how prosperity preaching works. It is not God showering down any blessings on people. It is actually a power structure of corrupt individuals who are networking and creating jobs for other people, and they don't necessarily have to be qualified, okay? And this is what they do. So, no, Tanya is not, my sister Tanya, as well as Lisa, and my brother Rashawn, were actually not doing me any good. They were trying to hurt me, which is something they've been doing, and they've been raised to do that. Okay, like I said in my last video, I am a black sheep. I am the scapegoat. It would not have mattered. Even, I would say I had a very friendly, bubbly demeanor. I mean, I got into some trouble when I was younger. My brother got into more trouble, right? But the fact is that, you know, maybe my behavior, I had interests that were different than them or whatever, and so I stood out, and so therefore they used those excuses as to use me as a target. So this is about their bloodlust. It's about their need to one-up somebody, and obviously their action was done out of ignorance, okay? They're very ignorant people. And, you know, I have to say that I'm very proud to say that I'm not like them, okay? I don't envy them. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to behave like them. I don't want to think like them. There is nothing about those people that I admire or respect, okay? At all. At all. I mean, that's just how I feel. And so I have every right to cut them out of my life, and I'm more than happy to do that, okay? So their heart was in the wrong place, okay? So this whole thing about prosperity preaching, I understand that if you're involved in a power structure, you feel safe, okay? But like I said, don't delude yourself into thinking that you're serving God correctly, or that, you know, if you, like I said, if something happens, somebody stabs you, someone shoots you, you get hit by a truck, some unforeseen occurrence happens, don't think that you're going to go to heaven. Don't think that, okay? Don't think it for one moment, because the scriptures say something different. And if you're going to argue and debate it, well, guess what? You're completely ignoring it, and you're also, what's the point of the foundation? And then if you're going to argue about somebody belonging to your religion, why? Is it because you're arguing the moral standard issue? Because once again, you don't have moral standards, okay? So it makes no sense. It's just the same idea and crooked circular logic that I want nothing to do with in my life, okay? If that's what they choose to do, they want to be a part of that, fine. But they really do not. Christian networks are against the law. They are against the law, period. Because if you're hiring and promoting people based on the very fact that they belong to your church, you're showing favoritism, and it's illegal. Plain and simple, okay? So Ester Gooding should have no right to dictate and control her church members and basically say things like, well, use threatening tactics to try to keep them lying. That is against the law. I don't have to justify myself to anybody, okay? And like I said, I would rather people not think of me as a genius. Really, I really wouldn't. You know why? Because I get tired of it preventing me from having a normal life, okay? I get tired of people constantly trying to they feel insecure around me. They start acting foolish around me, and it gets tiring. I mean, I'm absolutely sick of it. So I don't enjoy the excess attention. Now, if people want to be friends with me, that's fine, and they want to talk to me, fine. But as far as me, constantly playing the, pop quiz from hell shit, I shouldn't have to deal with that, because I personally find it, to me, it's like, it never comes off as sincere. What it is, it's a form of intimidation. And I don't, it's inappropriate, okay? I shouldn't even have to deal with that. So, yeah, so those are my feelings on it. I just had to get that out, I'm going to try to get some sleep. Yeah, and that's something that really, it has nothing to do with employment either, at all. I mean, obviously I'm far more advanced in my abilities to do the job than the average person, okay? I understand my duties. I understand the reasons why I have these duties. I'm far more advanced, far more qualified than several of the people who got involved in this. So I should not have any job struggles at all. I should be able to find a job immediately, not with any sort of hesitant, because I interview well, I follow up well. I generally write thank you notes if I feel as though the company is legit or whatever. I usually follow up with thank you notes. I'm very old school. I believe in the old school way of looking for work, okay? So there really should be no reason why I shouldn't, because I'm more than qualified to do my job, okay? So the issue is in hand is that, when you have Christian networks, which should be, and I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to speak against Christian networks. Why? Because, like I said, it's a form of discrimination. I'm going to talk against cult-based mind control, how people think that they have the right to manipulate people's employment. I'm sure Ester Gooding makes a lot of money, okay? She probably makes a lot of money, and she's using people to get it, okay? She's using people to get it, and that's her way of doing it, okay? I will speak against her forever. She is not somebody that you need to open up your eyes and get the hell out of her church, period. Because she's using you, she's manipulating you, she's controlling you, and you need to see it for what it really is, okay? So I'm going to get off this right now, and I'm going to try to get some sleep. And, like I said, Esther's going to be held accountable for her sins and what she's done, as well as she should be held accountable to her church. You should start questioning Ester. If Ester doesn't have any answers to give you, then guess what? You can keep saying that she's a farce and a phony, and you have your own decisions to make. You guys could band together and start talking about this so that she stops controlling your life, because that's exactly what she's doing. She's controlling your life. You're in a cult, basically. You're in a cult, and that's what you need to see it as. Now, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you have a wonderful night. I'm going to take it easy. I know, usually I used to get so upset when I couldn't fall asleep. Like, I used to go to bed like around 9 o'clock. And if I couldn't fall asleep, I would, toss and turn and start reading, then get aggravated because I couldn't sleep. This has been a tremendous strain on me. So I'm allowing myself time to try and heal as much as I possibly can, because this has been, like I said, the mental anguish, the fear, the anxiety, the trauma, the abuse. It's abuse. Okay, Esther's abusing you, and my family's abusing me. And Esther has no right to abuse me because I don't know her. Get out of my life. And yeah, I have every right to be who I am, and she needs to stay out of my life. I don't want her. I would never, ever want anything to do with her fucking filthy, disgusting religion, and I will speak about it and against it till the day I die. Period. Okay? And people need to open up their eyes. She has no pull. She has no power. She has no right to control people's employment. Plain and simple. Get out of her church. Have a wonderful night.